Hi there, Aries. Welcome to your September 2024 Astro Update. It's Raina here. I really hope you don't hear any kind of landscapers in the background because, of course, they started not too long ago when I was recording. So, in any case, this is quite a month. There's a lot going on. It's eclipse season. We have an eclipse in Pisces, but I'm not going to get to that quite yet. I want to start with the first day of the month. That's how jam-packed it is. On the 1st of September, Pluto goes back into Capricorn. So it goes back into your 10th house. It's currently just very, as I record this, it's at 0 degrees of Aquarius. So, and of course, this is a general forecast, whether it is in your 11th house, on the cusp of your 11th, is, that it probably is remaining in your 10th house the whole time, but we'll just play along. But anyway, when Pluto is retrograding in your 10th house, this is a time to look within, or it will be. I mean, it's not really, I don't think it's much of a choice, where you cannot look to the outside world to blame for kind of any power struggles that occur between you and authority figures. And I don't really see Aries as a big blaming type of sign. I see you as more of an aggressor, that kind of does what you feel like doing. But I don't see you as someone who tends to, whine about, oh, this person did this to me or that. So that's good. But on the other hand, it can be that you are being kind of confronted with anything that has happened career-wise that has been a bit challenging. And I would say that it's really about confronting the need to control and what is true power. Is power, like, if you, in the last 15 years when Pluto was in the 10th, if you were in a leadership position, did you abuse your power? Perhaps. And why? And the reason is, of course, that people don't feel that inner sense of power, so they have to get it on the external level. And this can also, I feel like, extend itself not only to career matters, but being a parent, an authority figure there. And like the father is the 10th house, but sometimes the mother is also the father. But the parent who is the disciplinarian, were you excessive? And did you, like, act like, I'm the authority figure, it's my way or the highway? And now you have to confront something that is the aftermath of that, and understanding, what it really means to be in that leadership role. And the same thing, like in the workplace. And this is all for the highest good. It can, I also think that Pluto in the 10th can be wealth. So actually, Pluto in the 11th can be wealth because it's the house of gains. So there might be some connection with that, in terms of, how your relationship with your career, and with, when it's in the 11th with money, is like, is it in alignment with something that is truly wholesome, truly above board, let's say, because Pluto's the lord of the underworld, and it tends to bring out those impurities to the surface. On the same day, Uranus goes retrograde at 27 degrees of Taurus, and that's funny because that's in your second house of earned income. So what could be happening there? I mean, it could be that your things are starting to kind of calm down a little bit, because when Uranus is going through this house, there can be twists and turns as it pertains to the money that you're earning. When it goes retrograde, that lets up a little bit, but it is also, like all retrograde planets, you're looking within about these issues, financial independence. That could be part of the plan, but how do you get there from an internal level? Not looking for these outer things. Maybe it's your habits that also need to be revised to become financially independent. On the 2nd of the month, we have a new moon at 11 degrees of Virgo, and this is the 6th house of health and your service to others, otherwise known as work. So new moon here, very interesting because it almost makes me think all of these transits so far are in earth houses. So it's very grounding for Aries people to be kind of grappling with these issues. You might have a new health regimen. You might have a new job. I think it's interesting that's coming a day after Pluto going back into the 10th house. Let's put it that way. So, and even Uranus going into the second house in retrograde motion, things might be kind of stabling themselves out for you, and it could be a good situation financially. If you're looking for work, this might be the time that you get hired. There are new developments in the work sector. On the 4th, Mars goes into Cancer, into the 4th house of home and family. So in August and into September, the beginning of September, Mars is in Gemini for Aries people, and this means that there can be this very strong desire to communicate ideas for some reason. Maybe you're on social media quite a bit, and it might have some. It's interesting because Uranus in the 2nd house altogether can be earning money through technology. Uranus is technology, so. But anyway, there's a strong desire for communication, communicating your ideas. And also the 3rd house are your siblings, also aunts, uncles and cousins, also your neighbors. But let's say Mars can be conflict. There could be conflict there. You already have Pluto going back into the 10th house, and you have Mars going into 4th house of home and family. If there's some property that there's a conflict regarding, this might be because of something in the family, some family home, whatever. It might be something that is coming into full-blown battle. But I'm kind of half joking. I mean, Mars is your ruler, so it is important to note where it is traveling in your chart. In the 3rd house, you may be having differences of opinion with brothers and sisters, but with the 4th house, it can be the mother. 10th house can be the father. I've heard the opposite in some cases. Whatever, parents. And, sometimes, especially if a will is involved, there might be fight over real estate, like who gets what. Or even if you're if it's a summer home and you're it is September, so it might be past the season where that's going to be in high demand, but maybe in the southern hemisphere, I don't know. But yeah, something along those lines. It could simply be that you're more active with your mother at this time, and maybe your siblings or taking care of her, and your siblings, you were trying to enlist your siblings to help you with all of that. You could be doing some sort of construction work on your home. On the 9th, Mercury goes into Virgo. So Mercury is going into that 6th house, and you can hear back from an employer if you were trying to get a job. Maybe you're interviewing with employers. Mercury is communication. This is where Mercury turned retrograde. So maybe you had applied for a job and you only heard back, it was like a long time ago, and you finally heard back way late. And now things are getting resolved. Mercury will come out of its shadow on the 12th of the month. This could be reading books on health or diet, researching. On the 17th, we have a lunar eclipse at 25 degrees of Pisces in your 12th house. Wow. This is a great time, Aries, to really consciously understand and release some of the bad habits that may be keeping you back in some way, that you're trying to kind of transcend. It can be rather effortless when you have a lunar eclipse in this sector, where you're able to kind of like let go of this thing, and it's not difficult. It becomes like very easy to accomplish. On the 22nd, and also this is a great time to, just like burning old karma. This is the first eclipse in the Pisces Virgo axis, so it's significant in that regard as well. On the 22nd, it could be a very psychic time for you. On the 22nd, the sun goes into Libra, the 7th house, and we have Venus into the 8th house. Now, that could be something to do with a will. With Venus in the 8th house is a money house that's connected to other people's money. You got the sun going into the house of, it's a house of committed partnership, but it's also the house of legal affairs. And Venus in the 8th house, Venus can be money, and the 8th house can be other people's money. So you might be focusing on that, and that might be where the Mars energy is coming from, your 3rd and your 4th houses, that conflict. And then on the 26th, Mercury goes into Libra. So Mercury is going into that 7th house. That can be, forms that you have to sign, any kind of communication, negotiation as it pertains to some legal matter. This could be signing a marriage license. This is the house of marriage and committed partnerships. So yeah, Aries, did you see what I meant when I said it's a jam-packed month? I hope that you enjoyed this, and if you would like a personal reading, I am promoting my double astrological readings, and there's also the option to add a full-length tarot reading, and that one would be called the whole enchilada, but my double readings are called deep dives, an hour of natal chart analysis, and an hour of transits for the upcoming 12 months for a special price. You can find out more information about the deep dive reading, the whole enchilada, and other readings like love and career readings at the link below. Thanks for listening. Bye.